Hello, everybody. It is August 28th, 2023. I'm Drew.
I'm Tara.
This is America's number one sports entertainment sibling, Chicago-based butthole buffoonery 69 celebrating podcast. It is MELLONfights.
Woo-hoo!
MELLONfights. Tara, I'm going to say this right now. That might have been my best intro in the history of the show.
Dude, you got me hyped. I was so hyped.
You were hyped, right?
I wanted to get in there and say something, but knew I couldn't.
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 You can now if you want. You can add to it if you want.
Ooh, look out.
MELLONfights
are here.
MELLONfights is here.
We're here. We're not going anywhere.
It's because I finished working out about 20 minutes ago, so I'm juiced up. Full juice. I'm also drinking a Pepsi, 0 sugar.
I don't have any drinkings today.
Flowing. The flow is a go.
The flow is a go for my bro. I don't even have any drink today.
Slurpee.
Slurpee burpee.
How are we doing today, Bags?
We're good. Today's been good. It's my day off, so I always kind of get to dick around a little longer.
Yeah, that's good.
Which is nice.
That's good.
It's beautiful out. Got warm again. I got a work meeting, though, so I guess it's technically not my day off.
Bullshit. A bunch of bullshit.
I know. So this is going to be a shorter version of MELLONfights.
Yep. MELLONfights.
Some of you might be excited about that. Mom
is wrong. Speaking of mom being wrong, she sent me 2 emails. I happened to catch the title of one, so I had to look into it just to see what she had to say, because I don't want to talk about it too long and I don't want to shit on mom, but it's about the Ed Oliver. What the fuck's his name? I'm never going to remember his name. Oliver Anthony.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like along the lines of like how he was like, basically, I don't know if she's defending him or what she's doing, and it's not really the point. The point he's conveniently leaving out is not what worked. So he's basically saying he's talking about in his song, the first verse anyway, and the chorus is, a bunch of the people. He doesn't claim to be a Republican or a Democrat. So like the Republicans playing the song, thinking that it was like their not theme song. What's the word? Anthem nowadays. Mm-hmm. That's what they were doing. And he's like, that's not
their rebel cry.
Guys. Basically, he's like, it's anti-you. Again, the first verse can be that, but here's what they're missing. He conveniently has left this out. I did see him say, I saw a TikTok of him actually just talking and like, I think those guys basically suck, and it's not, it's about you.
Yeah.
But he conveniently leaves out every time he leaves out the verses that go wrong and why these right-wing people are latching onto it is there's a couple things. There's one, which is and he doesn't talk about it, is the part about where he's talking about people on welfare and like eating, shitty food on his dime, basically, which is not how the fuck he shouldn't be mad. That's not what he should be mad about. I've talked about this.
No. That's
the issue. That's where it all comes crumbling down. First verse is fine. I think it's cheesy country music, but I don't disagree with it. It's
sure.
There's a bunch of fucking rich dudes running the world, and our lives. I don't think my life sucks, but people's lives suck because of it. And then there's another thing he says about kids on an island. What is it? Not minors on an island instead of minors, something else. And that's like very like
Jeffrey Epstein.
And he's basically saying saying rich people are a bunch of pedophiles. Basically, it's a bunch of Q shit. So don't get me wrong. The Epstein Island happened. Like we'll never know probably who was on that island. But just
a lot of fucking creeps.
But just to say that it's every fucking famous person is ridiculous, because there's just no way that's the case. But anyway, that's the point, Jeannie. It's not that I have no issue with like them, like the Republicans adopting his song. Like that's not his fault, and he definitely is singing about them being shitheads too. It's just that it's the other little things that kind of like almost negate.
Yeah.
The first. I don't know if mom's listened to the song.
I'm sure she has.
But it definitely negates that first one. It's like, well, this is the opposite of what you're talking about. Why are you shitting on this fucking poor person, dummy?
Yes.
And he doesn't ever. and the things I've seen, like I'm looking at it. I'm not going to read the whole thing here, but he doesn't really ever mention that in any of this. In his responses, is that portion of it. It's always about the rich man enrichment part. So that's all. But
That's
thanks for
all.
the email at MELLONfights, MELLONfights at gmail.com. Follow us on MELLONfights on TikTok and Andyland Entertainment.
We do have a TikTok. We had someone say, you guys should get a TikTok.
Yeah, we should, shouldn't we?
We have one.
Just assume we didn't have one.
Right.
Maybe look for us on TikTok.
Yep. MELLONfights.
MELLONfights
on TikTok.
Andyland Entertainment on Instagram. Email us. I'll listen to your email.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting on anybody there. I was just kind of telling. I understand like that the song's about all rich people, but you can definitely see where
there's some
that
like,
a certain side might latch onto the song a little bit more than the other. And that's why. That's exactly why the Republican Party did latch onto it, because they thought it was that. Because they are like, oh, this is our base that he's talking to.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's not. That's the thing. Both sides. I don't vote Republican. I tend to vote Democrat, but I don't think of myself as a Democrat. I think most of them are dickheads, if not all of them. So
yeah.
So there's that. None of them are looking out for us.
No.
There's no one looking out for you up there. They're looking out for themselves. That's just the
Bernie.
way it is. We don't even need to say Bernie. Anyone. Like there's plenty of people that think they're trying, but they don't get anything done, so it doesn't even matter.
It's like impossible.
It's impossible because so many
all
these.
It's just like such a corrupt situation.
I don't really want to talk about it though a bunch today. That's as much as I wanted to get into it. But
you wanted
say what you're gonna say. I just want to respond to Mom's email.
No, I'm good.
If you want, but I don't want to go deep into it because it's not interesting to me. For this pod, the pod's fun. I like when the pod's fun.
Well, then let's get into the fun stuff, shall we?
First things first, let's start with sports of the sports and entertainment. Again, we're a week late for Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much we could take away except for that. I'd say here's what keep our Aaron Rodgers ranking updated. I thought last week
he went up.
He was less shitty. I thought he went up in my ranking. He was more likable. He felt like he was more friendly to people, but also but it did feel like he was putting on a show. He knows the camera's on him a lot, but
he's a weird cat. Like his friends, he is like so loyal to, like Randall Cobb. They're the best of buds, and he's so loyal to him and has him come with him, and it's just crazy. But then he's such a little shit.
It seems like he doesn't let people in very much. Like, he definitely is very standoffish and keep it at arm's length sort of guy. And then Coach Saleh his ranking has gone down even more. He just doesn't say anything that seems smart.
No,
he just seems like an idiot.
I agree.
I think he's
real smiley.
He's smiley, and when he says stuff, I'm like, do you know what the fuck you're talking about?
Right.
Like, he had another analogy this week, and he's just like, what are you talking about, dude?
Right.
It was like a list of, if you're a competitor, you're either
you're a
competitor. There was like 4 levels or something, and it didn't even make sense. It was like one of those things. It's like, why was that above that and that below that? It was like,
what were they again?
It was competitor,
leader. Was that one?
No, they're all C words. It was competitor, competitor, competitor. I don't remember. Competitor was higher up than something. I'm like, competitor seems like the lowest one. You're like, yeah, I'm a competitor. Like they call the competition, like competing. I can't think.
God, we suck. But
doesn't
matter.
I
watched it too. I'm trying to find it.
It was a week ago. It's too far away.
I know.
Google it.
I did. But
competitor.
I don't know how. If we could get one more, that would be awesome.
Well, it was competitor, and then it was like a contender.
Oh, contender.
Competitor. Commander was one of them. The top was Commander. There was 4. And Commander was
the first one, Survivor. Survivor.
What?
I think so.
No,
Hold on.
it was not. They're all C words.
I don't know, Drew.
It was the C's. It was like that was the bit. Competitor, commander.
No, at the bottom are survivors. A survivors, and this is saying this is from Robert Sala. At the bottom are survivors. Where the hell did that go?
I don't know.
We've got commanders, we've got competitors, we've got contenders, and we've got survivors. I promise you, everyone in this room falls into one of those categories. At the bottom are the survivors. A survivor is someone who does just enough to get by. He coasts through his day and does not maximize his mental capabilities. Blah, blah. The next level is competitor.
I feel like competitor is worse than a survivor.
A competitor is a group of contenders. A contender is someone who is motivated by external factors like playing time, money, fame, or the person he's going against.
It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. He said a competitor is a group of contenders?
A competitor is a group of contenders.
What does that mean?
The third level is a group of competitors. A competitor is someone who, oh boy, who is initially motivated by his best regardless of situations. His place on the depth chart doesn't matter. Money doesn't matter. Fame doesn't matter. He's always trying to absolutely be his best. He can't be swayed because he is already maxing out his potential. This dude is trying to PR every day of life. He's got a championship mindset. When you have a championship mindset, commander? You embrace the shitty ones and make the great ones look normal. The final is the commander. He basically has all the traits of a competitor with one exception. He brings people with wait. Okay.
He's oh
my God. I guess first, like when you really listen to it, the next level is competitor competitor is a group of contenders.
Doesn't make any sense. Terry, your mic's peaking a lot. Turn it down for me a little bit.
Sorry, I was very close to it.
You're very close, and if you're going to get that close, it can't be that.
Well, you had me turn it up last week.
Well, it's not the same every week when you come in.
How's this?
I don't know why, but
how's this?
Probably fine. Probably fine. But, so yeah, he's not... he needs to stop with his... Most of these... it reminds me of my high school coach. Mm-hmm. My high school coach, Bob Prawl was his name.
True.
Who gives a shit? Bob Prawl. What do you mean true? Bob Prawl was his name. Coach Bobby Prawl. We were terrible at football. We were terrible as a school. I think we went to the playoffs in his year. He went to the playoffs 3 times in 30 years.
Jeez.
Maybe a couple more. We didn't win a game our senior year.
I remember that.
But he always would try to do things like that, and it was just dude, shut up. You suck at coaching. Your little bits are not good.
I had a coach just like that.
He was not a motivator. Dude was not a motivator. No. Nice guy. I liked him as a guy. Actually liked him a lot. But as far as a football coach went, he didn't have it in him.
No.
Was not a competitive school in football. He was not a motivator.
I had a coach that was like that too, and it was a basketball coach, and I literally don't know if he ever played basketball ever in his life.
Pika?
No. Lutz.
Oh, what age was that?
And that was my junior year. And he lived for...
did he take over for Everson?
Yes.
Okay.
He lived for the speech that he could give before the game.
It's funny.
He would come in, write a word on the board, and then just start his homily.
Spiel.
Yeah.
Start a shitty spiel. It's funny because Everson was a pretty the parents were idiots, but he was actually a pretty good coach, coach wise. Maybe he wasn't. I don't know if he was a speech giver, but I feel like he was a solid coach. He did baseball as well, and they're pretty competitive when he was a baseball coach. Mm-hmm. And the girls' team was better when he was the coach.
Yeah. Well, it was crazy because this guy would start talking, And then he would get really quiet, and then he'd get really loud. It
I don't
was
remember
the
I don't remember him
worst.
really.
He was just a dude. Like, I think he did insurance outside of it. So he wasn't a teacher or anything. He just
Right.
coached girls basketball poorly.
Nice.
Also, don't you think it's weird when coaches just yell all the time? Now looking back at
Did
it,
he
I'm like,
yell a lot?
what the? He would scream on the sidelines and stuff. And to me, I'm like, that's so weird. You're like yelling at a bunch of young women. It just seemed like a weird thing when I look back at it.
I don't know. If it's done, depends on how it's done, but definitely would depend on the scenario. If you're just yelling and you're not a good coach, what's the point? Like,
Yeah.
if you're yelling, if it's like for a reason, like what the fuck are y'all idiots doing? You're better than this. But if you're just yelling because you fucking don't know what to do, it's a different story.
I feel like if I were a coach, I wouldn't yell. Because it's weird.
I probably wouldn't yell. I don't know. I think good coaches yell sometimes, but like not really.
Mm-mm.
Not like we're talking.
Like
Like,
when I see,
it'd be like in a personal, like in a practice or something. You never would do it. Like in public.
like when I see coaches on the sidelines in college just going crazy,
Nuts.
I'm like,
Oh,
you
they look
are
like
ridiculous.
idiots. They look like total idiots.
Like, get it together, man.
Here, speaking of, they had football was going on this week in week 0.
Week
Notre
0.
Dame played. Navy in Ireland, which is fun. Mm-hmm. But did you know that Jason Garrett was one of the announcers for the game? Who was hiring Jason Garrett for? I don't understand how Jason Garrett gets a job doing anything. Well, I know he works in studio like on Sundays,
right?
But they had him doing the college game on he was announcing the college game. He was like the color guy. It's like who was like I need to hear Jason Garrett more.
Oh my god, as the color guy too.
And then he was also like, what are we doing? Jason Garrett's
so
a joke.
Boring. He's
Jason
just
Garrett
like
is the fact that he coached for that long for the Cowboys is such a joke.
Yeah.
He sucks. He's a terrible coach. I think he's a total knob.
He's a total knob.
Speaking of a guy who's never played something in his life. I mean, wasn't he a pro?
I think
player?
He played on the.
Don't know how. I never saw him play.
No.
No one's ever said, you know who's a real good college QB, so good that he got to go play backup for the Cowboys for a minute? Jason Garrett. Never once has anyone ever talked highly of their Jason Garrett football. I'm thinking he's like a plant. I don't think he ever played college. There's my new fucking conspiracy theory. I don't think Jason Garrett ever played anything at any level. Look at that guy.
I just am looking up
Jason
Garrett college football. Let's see where he played. He played at Princeton.
Oh God! Might as well not have played. What are we talking about? What a joke!
Oh God!
What a dumb fucking joke!
He looks like he played at Princeton.
He looks like he jerked off on a football field once, and they said, "You play quarterback for Princeton, don't you?"
Okay.
That's about as much football. Like, I feel like anyone could go play quarterback for Princeton. What are we talking about?
Then
I could suit up for Princeton tomorrow and play quarterback. You know how you can play?
Do you want to know something crazy, Drew?
What?
Jason Garrett has 3 Super Bowl rings because he was Troy Aikman's backup. Yeah.
It was that long ago that he was backup?
Yeah.
What a joke.
Oh my gosh, that's too funny.
What a joke. Jason Garrett. What a
Jason Garrett.
Yeah. I could play starting quarterback for Princeton tomorrow and win as many games as Jason Garrett.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yep. Yeah. Just like you could play girls high school soccer and dominate.
Yeah, definitely. It's called skills. I got them.
It's called skills and you got them. Tara, what are some other sports stuff that you caught in the last week?
Well,
next week we'll do our pro football preview show next week. But what do you got from the last week?
Trey Lance is now a Cowboy if we want to continue on the Cowboy train.
I mean, it's a weird trade. I don't know that it needs that much to talk about. Like it's
Well,
not
I think
really. I
what
don't find
we
it to
can
be
talk
interesting.
about, what we can talk about is how Dak Prescott nor Mike McCarthy knew that it was happening.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would they know?
And then
But
all of a
also,
sudden
what was
it's
the?
like,
I
then
don't
Dak
understand the
has to
point.
deal with it. And it's like, really, dude?
Sure. Sure. Listen, the Cowboys are one of the worst run franchises. The fact that they're going to be decent because their defense is good
Yeah.
is funny. But they're not going to win anything. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
If I could bet, if
They're
I got,
terrible.
they're not going to win shit. Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't catch any of
Yeah.
that news that they didn't
It's
know about it.
it's just crazy.
Yeah,
But I mean, I thought that you might be happy about it because you freaking hate Dak. So you
he's
could
not.
see that
So Trey
his,
Lance isn't going to take over for him.
well, he might not, but it just shows you that like his days are probably numbered as a
I don't.
Cowboy because
I don't think
Jerry
it means.
doesn't like
I don't
him.
think it means anything.
I don't know, Drew.
Trey Lance doesn't mean anything. If they just brought in a guy that in their brains could be a backup for him. Like that could they could make kind of play like him. And then if he ends up being something, he ends up being something. I just think that his skill set they think might be similar, which I don't agree. I think he is much as I don't like Dak Prescott, he's better than fucking Trey Lance. Or Trey Lance is great and we don't know yet. How about
Exactly.
that?
Maybe he's
How about
awesome.
that?
Maybe he's not a bust.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of football stuff again. It's going to be
There's
next
just
week. We'll
like
really do
no
it.
sports going
There's
on.
not really a lot of
Baseball's
sports going on.
boring.
The FIBA basketball's going on. Who cares?
Yep. Don't care about that.
What did Spain, France? Who won the Women's World Cup? Spain.
Spain. And then like the
Spain won the
coach
Women's
was
World
getting in
Cup.
trouble because he was smooching girls and
Who
carrying
was?
them. The Spain's coach.
Was getting in trouble for what?
He like forced a smooch on one of the players and
Oh wow.
then was lifting one up over his shoulder, like touching her butt and stuff. So I think he's under investigation. I think he got fired actually. And I think the girl said that she was not happy about the smooch because it was very invasive on her lippies. She hasn't been to a Mellon family reunion. Otherwise,
Yeah,
she
well,
would have
they're
known
lip
how to do the
smoochers.
dodge.
You got to learn
Dodge.
how to dip, dive, and dodge that
Dodge.
smooch. Yeah, who knows? I didn't see it. I don't really know what happened with it. I'm sure it was like. I'm sure he's just fired up about the win. Who knows? I don't know, Tara. I don't know. It's Spain. You got to remember this. It's Europe, and B, they just won the World Cup. It is not this. It is. I'm not really sure what happened. I'm not gonna pretend I know. They do a lot of smooching on the lips in Europe.
Dodge.
They do a lot of stuff like that in Europe.
Dodge.
Let's be honest. Am I wrong?
I don't know. I've never been. I mean, that's what it
I
shows
thought that was the
in
whole
the
thing
movies.
about Europe.
That's what it shows in the movies, but I have never been. So I can't, and I don't really know anybody that's from Europe that can tell me, yeah, we kiss
Was
each
he like
other
an
on the
old
lips.
man?
No, he's like maybe 40s.
That's an old man in my world.
You're 40.
It's an old man in my world. Tara, let's jump ahead right away. Let's just jump into old man world. Speaking of old men, let's talk about. I got some takes on it, but let's talk about.
Oh God.
Man on Fire.
Oh yeah.
When did you watch it?
I watched it yesterday and today.
Yeah, you did. Said just watching it last night in one nice swoop.
Well, I was going to watch it all, and then I had a Tara moment. But if I would have just worked through the Tara moment, I would have been jacked and watched it all last night because it was awesome.
Yeah, Man on Fire.
It was so good.
Man on Fire is what we watched this week. I watched it last night with Miranda. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes. Let me give you some stuff about it. Man on Fire. Denzel Washington, Dakota Fanning, Mark Antony, Christopher Walken.
Yeah.
2004, directed by the one and only Tony Scott, who also directed a couple other great movies. True Romance, which I actually just watched last week with Miranda. He also directed Top Gun. Those are probably my favorite Tony Scott movies. Tony Scott has since passed. I think he's related to Ridley Scott. Is that true? Am I making that up? Tony Scott.
Who's Ridley Scott?
Ridley, another director.
Mm.
I think between them.
Do you know
Tony
I went to
Scott, Ridley Scott.
school? I went to school for film, television, and radio, and I know nothing
Tony Scott and
about
Ridley
it.
Scott are brothers.
Okay.
And Ridley Scott um, directed like Alien, Blade
Mm.
Runner, Gladiator. Trying to think of some other. So like two of the better directors, in my
Yeah.
opinion, in the last, you know, um, some of my favorite movies. Honestly, I'm trying to look at all of his director. I don't want his producer credits because that doesn't tell me shit. Never director. He's directed a lot of shit. He's also directed. God, he's directed a lot of shit. Oh my god! Like every year, Alien, Blade
Wait,
Runner.
are we
This
talking
is
about
Ridley.
Ridley? Okay.
Yes, Blade Runner. But I'm just going to talk about them as a combo brother. Blade Runner. Um,
Blade Runner.
Thelma and Louise.
Blade
Shut your
Runner.
mouth. White Squall. G.I. Jane. Gladiator. Black Hawk Down. American Gangster. Prometheus. The Martian. You know,
With Matt Damon?
with Matt Damon. What are the so yeah, just kind of give you a little idea, like all the Alien movies. But yeah, that's Ridley Scott. And then like I just said, Tony Scott has also directed. um,
I've never seen Alien.
you ever seen Alien? I think you
No.
should watch Alien, Tara. It's
At
awesome.
some point.
At some point, it probably is your next movie. You just kind of talked yourself into a dum dum.
Well, we just watched a Scott movie, so.
This is a Ridley Scott movie, though.
Okay.
How many Ridley Scott movies I just named have you seen? Any of them?
I don't really think I have. Blade Runner. I've seen Blade Runner.
Did I tell you?
Didn't love it.
Didn't love it. Did I tell you that Tony Scott is
quiet?
dead?
Yeah. How'd he die?
Don't know. But yeah, his stop showing producer credits. Unstoppable, Deja Vu is a cool movie. Man on Fire, Spy Game's a fun movie. Enemy of the State, The Fan. These are good. Crimson Tide, I love Crimson Tide. You ever seen Crimson Tide?
No.
True Romance, I already said. Last Boy Scout, Days of Thunder, Beverly Hills Cop 2. You grew up watching Beverly Hills Cop 2, or did I watch it? Not you.
I watched Beverly Hills Cop, one of them. I don't know which one.
That was the one that's the one we owned and we would watch. And
then
that's the one that had the, what's her name in it? The big tall blonde lady. It's the one we watched though.
Okay.
Growing up because we had it. But anyway, those are great movies. I actually think Beverly Hills Cop 2 is better than Beverly Hills Cop 1. That's just my take on the matter. Anyway, back to our discussion about
Man on Fire.
Man on Fire. Sorry, I just want to kind of give you a little background on it and talk about it. Denzel Washington. Tara, what do you think of Man on Fire?
I thought it was awesome. I had no idea what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
And I've realized a few things about myself. One, I love Denzel Washington.
Who doesn't?
He's awesome. He is such a badass and is so cool and is such a great actor.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, I love revenge movies. I had no idea this was going to be a revenge movie, and I love them. They get me hyped.
Mm-hmm.
Because normally I don't really love movies that have a lot of killing in it, but when it's a revenge kill, it's warranted. It is warranted.
Oh yeah, the line where he goes to her bedroom and there's kind of talking, and he's like, anyone who had anything to do with this, I'm gonna get him. And then she goes, kill them all.
Kill them all. Yeah.
It's good. It's a great scene.
It was a great
scene. It's a really good scene. I think he'd already killed a couple of them at that point. No, he hadn't yet because he needed the license plate.
Yep.
Number. So anyway, so Dakota Fanning and Denzel. It's a quick setup. Denzel, ex like CIA or special forces in the military. Special forces in the military, I think is what it was.
Yep. I think
like counterterrorism stuff, and he definitely has done some shit in his life, and he's a drunk. He's a
Yes.
drunk man.
Like the first scene, they're like, he says, "Do you think God forgives you for what you've done?" And Christopher
To walk. He
Walken,
says it to Christopher Walken. Yeah.
who is his partner, he was part of his
They at
life.
least work together.
Yeah, and he said, "Not what we've done."
Yeah.
So they've done some shit.
They've done some shit. There's a setup. The first scene is they show a kidnapping in Mexico. It has not. It's just like a random kidnapping that they show. Like they show the person kidnapped all the way through the person being let go for an amount of money. And it says, there's a line that comes up. It says something along the lines of like every
60 minutes,
60 seconds or something. And
60 seconds or minutes.
I think it was like 60 seconds, Tara, like 90 seconds. Like every
60 seconds.
We'll say whatever it is. There's a line basically like we'll say a 60 minutes, but it might be more. Every 60 seconds, someone is kidnapped in Mexico or in Latin America. It's got to be every 60 seconds, Tara.
Yeah.
In Latin America.
Well, but then it says only 70% and 70% don't survive or something.
Sure. And 70% are never, 70% are basically dead. Killed. So that's the opening.
Is this a true story?
Tara, we'll get that at the end.
Okay, I don't know.
We'll get to that at the end. Relax. Jesus Christ. I don't have an answer for that question. So they set him up, and then they have Dakota, and then they set him up to be the bodyguard for Dakota Fanning's family. And basically he's going to be Dakota Fanning's bodyguard. Take it away, Tara. How you feeling at this point?
Oh my gosh. So this is just what I would like to say. My synopsis is a CIA agent who was the Picasso of killing takes a job as the bodyguard of a little girl in Mexico City. Mm-hmm. And it was so good.
It's a really good second watch, Tara, because everything's set up from Jump Street. That first scene, with Mark Anthony and Mickey Rourke, is them planning it. Mm-hmm. That's them planning it. Yeah, this kidnapping. Yeah. Spoiler alert, by the way. We're going to talk about the whole movie.
Spoiler alert. It's
always a spoiler when we talk about a movie because we're going to talk about the whole movie.
So I pretty much cried the entire time Creasy and PETA were together because their relationship was beautiful.
So that's my take. That was my big takeaway. I love Man on Fire. Love the second half of Man on Fire. If someone told me the whole movie was going to be an hour and a half of them just a buddy movie with those two, I'd say give it to me.
Yes.
I don't need the second. If it was just like they become friends and that's what it is, and maybe almost like a rom-com style thing, like what's the one where what's her other movie? She lives in the city girl.
Uptown Girl.
Uptown Girls.
Yeah.
That, but it's just her and Denzel the whole way through. And there's like maybe a misunderstanding where she gets mad. You know how she kind of gets mad at him early on because he doesn't want to be a friend. But if there's maybe a later thing that maybe she heard him say something.
Yeah.
That like out of context and it bummed her out. And then he had to basically befriend her again. I'd be totally fine with that. Would have been the whole movie. Yes. That was my take. I was like, I don't know if I need the second half of this movie. I'm loving this.
I was loving it so much and I was sad when it ended because Lupita/Pita was just the sweetest little love. She was just the sweetest little girl who loved everyone and just melted everyone's heart.
Except for her piano teacher.
Except for her piano teacher. She was belching.
I think takeaway. So first question then, Dakota Fanning, did we make the right call?
Yes.
Is she a first ballot Hall of Fame?
Hell yes. She is a first ballot. She is first ballot.
You hadn't even seen this before. How good is she?
She is so good. It's a little weird because she's 100% a little white girl and her dad is Mark Anthony.
He's pretty light-skinned.
He is, but
he's pretty light-skinned. His mom. It's funny. I actually thought her mom was gonna be more at that time. She almost got someone else even like almost market corrected her. What's her name? you would know her from some stuff. She has like a strange name. She's in like they kind of look alike. She's in like The Watchmen and
Who are we talking about?
I don't know. The mom.
Oh.
Someone that like I thought. Oh, Malin Ackerman.
Oh.
Kind of looks like her. And I think Malin Ackerman ended up getting a lot of roles that this woman. I thought could have had. I liked her. I thought she was.
I
cool.
did too. So this is what I felt. I felt that Mark Anthony's character was just not like super developed and confusing. So I had really I think
he's just a bad actor.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Probably.
Because his like he had plenty to go. Like
yeah.
You'll find out that, he, comes from a rich family and actually didn't have money in it. Like he was like it was all a farce. He wasn't that rich anymore because dad had
gambled it away and
so he has this really good backstory. It's just, and he's trying to like basically save the family by again setting up that his daughter gets kidnapped, and then he's basically going to collect the money from the policy.
Yes,
like that, like the $10 million was like from his
because everyone had a kidnapping policy. Because all these kids were getting kidnapped. So they had like $10 million.
Not just kids. Like his wife could have got kidnapped. He could have got kidnapped.
Yeah.
But he chose to do the daughter. So that's why they hire Denzel, is to just kind of be like, almost the idea is like, he's almost happy that he's a drunk. Because he's like, he's not. Because he finds out that he has a drinking problem when they first meet. And he definitely does it because he's like, oh, cool, then you won't be that much of a problem. Though he's a badass.
He is a badass.
He's Denzel. But yeah, so Denzel teaches her how to like get they become best buddies. He calls her Creasy Bear. Everyone's horny for Denzel in this movie.
Everyone. The mom, instant hornification.
The mom, the nun,
instant.
The nun. The nun's giving him a little shit, and then he's like, then he knows a little bit of fucking scripture, and she's like, boom, milk coming out these boobies.
Boing. Yeah.
Nun juice.
Nun juice. You know it's that holy shit. Yo.
Listen, I was horny for him too. He was very cool.
It.
His oversized suit. He looked cool in it. And then clearly Peta had a little crush on him, no doubt about it. She couldn't.
Oh, yeah, it was like
total
her guy. Like
she was. I'm not gonna say she was horny. No, that's weird. But she had a crush.
Yeah,
she had a crush on him, no doubt.
She most definitely did. It was so funny to me because the mom instantly had a crush.
Yeah,
American. She had an American, but she also had said no to 6 other candidates and asked them lots of questions, and then in walks Denzel, and she instantly
just said
horned up. You could see it in her eyes.
Oh, and then well, she clearly likes, she doesn't like to keep it white.
No,
she's got her Latin boyfriend. She's like, you know what?
So then she has Peta take him to his room so she can use her husband because she was so horned up, and she's like, well, I can't do anything with Denzel, so I guess Mark Anthony will do.
Oh yeah, they hook up right away.
They hook up instantly because she's like, oh yeah, I gotta release.
Yeah. How sick is his little guest house he gets to live in?
That's pretty awesome.
Jealous.
It was a
compound basically that they lived on.
Yeah.
So he's going through some shit. He's a drunk. He has a scene where,
oh my gosh, it was intense.
Tries to kill himself. Yeah. They don't really show you, like, you don't know for sure that's what happened, but then he calls Christopher Walken's like, hey, you ever had a bullet not fire like this? And he's like, what? And then the whole line, and then he says the line, bullet don't lie. I think it was what it was.
Something
basically
like that, or bullet choice.
Tell the truth. Basically, just like ball don't lie.
Yeah.
In basketball, the bullet tells the truth. It won't lie to you. So he pulls the trigger and the gun doesn't go off. He doesn't get shot, even though there is a dimple in the bullet, which I think means the hammer hit it.
Yeah. And it just didn't fire.
And so he saves that bullet as like a little
reminder.
A little reminder. And just I don't know how far into the movie it is. Maybe about 45 minutes in, maybe an hour in. I'm not sure. I don't know if you caught when Peta, like her and Peta and Denzel pretty much have become best of friends. He's her new father figure, basically.
Turns her into a
world-class swimmer.
Yes, world-class swimmer.
Everyone loves him. I think even, I think Mark Anthony even likes him. Mark Anthony even seems to like his daughter. I think that Mark Anthony actually loves his daughter. He's just an idiot.
Yes, definitely loves his daughter.
But so anyway, she gets kidnapped. There's a mega shootout. Creasy gets shot. Denzel gets shot multiple times, but kills 4 dudes. Half of them are cops.
Yeah,
or in cops in uniform anyway.
Yes.
And and it's a shootout, but they still get her.
Yeah.
But he doesn't. He takes
because she ends up running back because she sees Creasy down.
Yeah. She didn't know where to go anyway.
No,
she was going to get caught regardless. She's like, what do I do?
Yeah.
That was how good was she there?
So good.
She was so good there. Like, terrified.
So terrified.
Bring back Dakota Fanning.
Yes.
But, so she gets kidnapped. The next part, what do you got next?
So, my first 2 favorite people are obviously Creasy and Lupita. But
you're jumping right to categories?
Well, I kind of am I've been going through them as we talk just because it gets a little long if we then go through and we've already talked about shit. But the female reporter.
Yeah.
Amazing character. She's badass.
Like, she'll fuck for info.
Yeah.
That's cool. She's cool.
And she also, when he gets caught, like, he was going to get arrested for killing cops. And she was like, they were not on duty. She
says something at the press conference like, they're corrupt cops.
Yeah.
In front of all the other reporters, like, yep, ha ha ha, dummies, we don't buy it.
Yes.
Basically.
So she's always stirs in the pots.
She's stirring the pot. There's a federal agent that comes in at that point too and squeezes her butt.
Mm-hmm.
And you find out that they're kind of hooking up. And clearly she's only doing it for info. Like, she's not feeling it. Like, she's like, it's such a...
Yeah, every time it's like, I have...
Like, it's a transaction.
I have something that I need you to do for me now.
Yeah. And he's like, fuck, all right.
It's like, God.
Yeah, I can't think of her name. She's cool. She's in other stuff. I like her. She's good in it. But yeah, so that's your favorite character outside of all of the main 2?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't... I mean, it's too easy to say those 2.
Yes.
If you had to pick Creasy, Denzel, or Dakota, who you picking?
No, because to me, they're the same.
They're a one character.
One. Yeah.
I don't think that's fair, but...
I do.
I think them together is great. But Denzel has that, and then he has the second half of the movie where he's the baddest ass in town.
I know.
Where he's like fucking...
But it's like, he's that way because of Peta.
Yeah, but he's like a drunk, and then he's the sweetster, and then he's Johnny kills everybody.
Then he goes back to what he knows.
Denzel's the best in the movie. I'm sorry.
You're probably right, but the 2 of them together, that's all I want to see always.
Like I said, if someone wrote like a sequel to it, and the sequel is just like one of the days they hung out together, like at the park, and then went out for ice cream and stuff like that, I'd watch it.
Yeah. I totally would too.
Movie. I'd watch
because seriously, Drew, I feel like every time they were together, I would like get choked up because it was just such a, they like were the best. They loved each other.
She won the pool race.
Oh my gosh, we all did.
When she won the race?
Yeah.
Come on.
And that he was so proud of her. He
was very proud. Very proud.
The proud father.
Yeah. Today, and then the nun's like, today you're her father. And he like...
And then he was just like, not sure how to handle it. I'm like, is he going to run away? No. He's not going to run away, Tara.
He loved her.
He needs to see her win this race that they've worked so hard with.
So she gets kidnapped. Denzel is in the hospital on like life support. They move him. He eventually gets out. but he's not fully healed. He leaves before he's healed because they tell him. Well, they basically there's a whole setup where they're going to give the money to the kidnappers. The kidnappers call and they ask for $10 million. And this fucking shady fucking cop shows up. And you know he's shady right away because he doesn't even say any words. He just goes to hug him. You know that something's up. Something, and it goes bad, and there's something there. You don't really know what it is. At this point, you don't really know Mark Anthony's in on it. On part of it. I mean, he's not in on everything. There was just so many people doing dirty shit that it was that it got out of control. That's why you can't do that, Mark Anthony. Because too many people get involved that are losers, and then it became a thing.
Yes.
So something happens at the money drop and then one of the people's nephew, the bad guy, they called him the voice, the head of the kidnappers, and they kill his cousin or something, nephew or cousin, I can't remember which. And so then they call and say that they killed. Basically, they call and they say they killed Dakota Fanning.
Yes.
And then the mom goes nuts and starts slapping everyone in the room. Yeah. That's great. Because she fucking slapped those people.
She did. A lot of times. She slapped
them in real last life.
Yeah.
That was great.
And she was just going ham on them.
Fuck you. Get the fuck out of my fucking house.
Get the fuck out of my house.
Fuck faces.
Ugh.
It was good. It was intense. That was intense. So Denzel gets out, right, Tara?
Yeah.
And then that's when the second movie starts. Basically, you have one movie. It's basically 45 minutes of one,
like a Hallmark movie, and then and then a Lifetime movie.
It was smart though because they build it to make you give a fuck.
Oh,
you're like,
and
I buy it. I buy it. And like Denzel, you're worried. You buy that he is going to go do what he's about to do.
Yes. And he is a man on fire at that time. And he is just like, I am going to kill absolutely everyone. So first he gets all of the information from her. Well, he gets the license plates that he needed because the car was following. Gets that. Goes. Kills them. I'm trying to remember.
Kills that guy.
Oh.
Which by cutting
tapes his hands.
Tapes his hands to the steering wheel and then cuts his fingers off one at a time.
Gets information, so then he gets his next information.
And then he kills that guy.
The crooked cop. So then he's like, all right, bye. Or wait, no.
No, he goes to the nightclub next.
The nightclub, yes.
He goes to the nightclub, puts on a pretty funny outfit.
Yeah.
He's very dangerous with what he does.
Yeah.
Because he pushes that guy, after he shoots that guy in the head, he drives his car off a cliff. And it almost lands on a bunch of like people playing soccer.
Yeah.
Very dangerous. And then at the nightclub, after he gets all his information from those pieces of shit, they're the people.
Fire.
So the nightclub is the people that were like the middleman.
Yeah.
The first guy he kills is the guy that actually
kidnapped
her. The second is the middleman.
Yep.
And when he killed them, he started the whole club on fire that was full of people.
Yep. That were really
blows it up. If he couldn't clear that out, they all would have died.
Yeah. And he was like shooting a gun, but everyone would cheer every time
they thought it was like
go off.
Yeah. But eventually they leave.
Yeah.
But he could have killed all those people. He's very dangerous. He's a very he was pissed off and very dangerous.
Yeah. From there, he got information about
the cop. Right.
The cop.
Is that who he gets next?
Yeah. But he also has that credit card too. So he gets
got
information about
the credit card is just how he finds out in the end what happened. He gives the credit card.
But he got the credit card from the people at the club.
Yes, he gets the credit card from the people at the club, but he doesn't go anything with that. Next is he goes to the cop that's part of
the crooked cop.
He's the head of apparently this thing called Les Hermanas or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of crooked cops that are basically like part of this ring of people.
And he's the lead task force of kidnappers.
Kidnapping. Yeah, because it's all super corrupt.
Yeah.
And this is the funnest death.
He sticks an explosive up his bunghole.
Yeah, he sticks an explosive up his butt.
Yeah.
And gives him 5 minutes. Basically makes him think if he tells the truth, he's going to like help him out. And he gets him to like confess a bunch of shit. And then he blows him up anyway because he has an explosive in his butt.
Yep.
It was awesome. It was awesome. That was a really good scene.
That was a good scene.
You wanted that guy to get blown up from his butt.
You wanted it to start
That's the
in his
beauty of
butt.
this. Every single person he kills, you're like, yeah, kill
You're
that
like,
piece of
sweet,
shit.
awesome, do it.
Tara, at any point during all this, do you think Dakota Fanning's actually dead?
No.
Yeah, of course. I never did either. Well, I'm sorry. At the club, he rescues another young girl that had been kidnapped. So he actually rescues another girl that he helps out, that he hands off to the reporter to help out, and then after that, he gets all the bank info. He goes
finds out who is funding this.
He goes to, yeah, he says something about the lawyer, and so he goes to Mickey Rourke as the lawyer of Mark Anthony. So he goes to his house.
Yeah.
Because he found out, I forgot what he found out that, because the cop told him that there was money missing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, it was only $2.5 million. It wasn't $10 million. It was only $2.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't even close to the amount of money. The rest was like paper. So there was a switch that happened somewhere. Because he was with Mark Anthony in the car. He's the one that drove him, was the dirty cop.
Yeah.
So he knows a switch happened somewhere. And that's when he goes to the fucking so he goes to the lawyer's house to see what happened, because he knows he was the one that handled the money and stuff. And his head is like, is his head chopped off? Or did he just slit his throat with that sword?
I don't remember.
He's in the pool and there's blood everywhere, but
yeah,
he might have chopped his whole head off. I don't know.
He probably did. Decapitation. It sounds like something Creasy would do.
No, that's not who killed him. Creasy didn't kill him.
Who killed him?
Mark Anthony had him killed.
Oh.
Because it went wrong.
Yeah.
That's what you find out. Mark Anthony kills him.
Oh, yeah,
but anyway, when he gets it, he goes inside and someone didn't load paper in the printer. So Creasy does, and he finishes the print job, and it's all the money breakdown, and he figures out that Mark Anthony, and that's when he goes to Mark Anthony's house and it's like, hey, I know you fucking had your daughter kidnapped. It's your fault. She's fucking dead. At this point, they all think she's dead.
They all think she's dead, yeah.
So they have this big scene. The wife didn't know about it. She's pissed. She does a couple more slaps him around a little bit. And leaves. And she's like, kill it. And she's like, kill him.
Or I will.
Denzel. Kill him or I will. So Creasy, Denzel gives him the bullet that didn't fire on him and gives him to put in a gun. Basically like, do what you got to do to see if he's like, bullet doesn't lie. And he leaves the room and you hear a gunshot and basically Mark Anthony killed himself.
Mm-hmm.
The bullet worked for him. Bullet don't lie.
Bullet don't lie.
Bullet don't lie. And then from there he goes to they figure out that the brother of the voice, the main kidnapper, the boss, figures out where he's at and goes to him and finds him and like this woman that's pregnant that ends up being the boss's like side chick that's pregnant, and that's where he finds out that because he threatens to kill them both, that she's alive and he wants to trade. I don't understand why he agreed to trade his life.
Well, he knew he was dying.
Should have just been the brother. Yeah, but so what? It's like, I'll give you your brother for her. Why do I have to be involved?
Right.
That made no sense. Agreed?
I think he just wanted to make sure she was freed.
For sure.
Because he knew that she was going to die. He knew he was going to die because the brother shot him in the chest. But I wouldn't have trusted that.
Because like the second they took me, they could easily go back and get them. I would be like, no.
I know. That's the thing I thought of too at the end.
It made no sense. It made no sense.
Especially because I don't know.
It should have been the brother for her. That Denzel didn't need to have to be involved. But anyway, they go to make the trade.
Drives 2 hours after being shot in the chest.
Yeah, he got shot.
Yeah.
Yes, he got shot by the brother.
Yes.
Again when he went into his house.
Like,
that was
right in the heart.
Yeah, he got shot
and
right in the heart.
And he's just still being a badass while he's bleeding out.
Fighting through it.
Yep. Finds out that she's alive. Is like, okay, I'm going to go get her. It's a 2-hour drive.
He agrees to sacrifice himself for her, basically.
It's a 2-hour drive.
I thought it was going to end different. I'll tell you
when he gets there and there's a bridge, he calls the mom, tells her she's alive. The mom gets there. So he's just like, you stay here with the brother and don't let him go until she's back here. So here's Denzel, like basically on his deathbed, just walking, dying, walking.
Crossing over this like bridge that goes over nothing, basically.
The bridge to Terabithia. It's just
bridge to Terabithia. And they finally, and he stops at the middle. And he's like, basically, he's like, so they send they take Dakota out. They take Dakota out. They take off her cuffs or
I
whatever.
was bawling.
I was too. And
That
they meet.
whole end of the
She
scene.
runs up to him. They meet halfway. They hug. She's like, "I love you. Do you love me? You love me, don't you?" And he's like, "I do."
Yes.
I almost cried right now.
I am crying right now. I don't know if you can see.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so fucking good. It's so worth it. And they hug, and like he's like, "Go there. You're going home." And she's like, "Well, aren't you coming?" He's like, "I'm going home too." And
look at us, crybaby pumpkin.
We're crying talking about a movie.
It was so good though.
I'm crying more now than I'm crying more now than when I watched it.
I cried like bawled because it was so sad.
So she runs to her mom, and her mom takes her. I barely care. I barely care that I didn't even care.
I was like,
I cared, but I didn't care as much as those two meeting at the middle center of the bridge. And then he makes sure she gets back, and they send the brother, and the brother passes him on the bridge, and he goes.
And then they take him in the car, which
they get him in the car, and they just kind of drive away, and he dies in the back of the car peacefully.
Yes.
And he feels like he had gotten. I forgot that she had bought a medal for him, that the Saint of Lost Causes, and he's kind of holding it and rubbing it as he dies. Yeah. Because he feels like he's at least had some sort of
purpose,
redemption. Yeah, purpose. And he dies in the back of the car in the movie. And that's when the movie ends, kind of. And it says, then a title card comes up.
Yeah.
First of all, here's what I thought was going to happen. No, we'll talk about this. A title card comes up, Tara, and it says, did you write it down by any chance?
No.
And it says, Creasy, Baba, Creasy. And it says, basically, the date.
Yeah.
And then the date that he died. But the date that he died was when the movie came out. I'm so confused by it. Yeah. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Am I not signed into this anymore? La. Tara, talk about it. Talk about it while I look this up.
Talk about what?
Whatever you want. The movie. What are you talking about?
Well, obviously the hero is Gracie. Gracie was the best. He was our hero. He's the world's hero. The reporter also was a hint of a hero because she was really helping. The message: don't fuck with Denzel ever.
Bullet don't lie.
Bullet don't lie. You're right.
At the end here, I'm watching it. He's dying.
Don't cry.
God damn it. It says, so right as he dies, it says, John W. Creasy, January 4th, 1956, December 16th, 2003. This movie came out in like 2004.
Yeah.
And then December 16th, 2003, it shows it. So that would be the exact same day.
Daniel died.
Daniel Sanchez, the voice, was killed during the course of arrest. So they killed.
Yeah.
They did kill the bad guy.
Yeah.
Which I was glad, because I was like, Denzel's not going to kill him. I thought that they were all going to be in the car together, Tara, right? And that he was going to have a bomb in his butt. I thought he was going to, because he had an extra one. I thought he bombed his own butt and was going to blow everybody up.
That would
I really thought that's what was going to happen. Would that have been a crazy ending? Less touching.
I love it.
But awesome. If he would have blown everybody up with a butt bomb. Am I wrong?
That's why Hollywood needs you, Drew, because that needed to happen.
That needed to happen.
And then he would have said, hey, fellas, ever heard of a butt bomb? And then...
But like, so the question is it a real movie or a real story?
No. Yes.
The same thing happened week ago. That's a true story?
Yeah.
Man of Fire a true story? Man of Fire is not a true story. It is. So that's why I didn't
I
make any
know.
sense.
I
Like
was
at
like
the end, I was like,
so
"What?
confused. I'm like,
Like, why are you
what?
acting like this is a true story? It's all made up."
Okay. Well, that's funny. That's very funny. I like
Man
it.
on Fire is not directly based on a true story, but does come from a novel of the same name. Yeah, it's like a remake. There's like an old one.
Mm.
It's so crazy. I was like,
I
"What?"
was so confused.
How funny is that though? It's like what a weird thing to put at the end of the movie, like it was a real thing that happened.
Yeah, I
It's like,
know.
oh, he
At the
died on
end,
this
I'm
day,
like,
on the exact
wait.
same day they killed this guy, so don't worry about it.
So funny.
So if that's not the case, they definitely should have done the butt bomb.
Yes. But
Blow them. They all should have been in the car, and they've been talking shit, and then he just goes, "Oh yeah, by the way, beep 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 beep." Butt bomb.
Butt bomb.
Because he's killing him. He was gonna die anyway.
Yeah.
Why not take them all those losers out with you?
They needed
They like
to.
they really like zoned in on the one white dude that had like a wedding ring on. It was like, is he important? It was so weird. Anyway, back to the categories. Creasy's the hero. You can argue that Dakota Fanning's the hero because she saved Creasy's life.
She did.
Let's be honest. I think she's the hero. How about that?
Mm.
Because yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
she saves him from being and then at the end, he finally has like he feels like he can like die like,
and he's gonna go to
maybe heaven. I don't know.
the Blue Bayou.
But the Blue Bayou.
True.
He's at least.
I like get sad every time I talk about it. I mean, I know I did just watch it, so.
I just like that. Like he decides that he's like, "What kind of music do you like?" He's like, "I don't really know," and then he decides he's a big Joan Armistead fan.
Linda Ronstadt.
Or Linda Ronstadt. Why am I saying Joan Armistead? Linda Ronstadt. Like that's what he goes with.
He's like, that's because he heard it, and he's like,
I know.
Right,
I just think it's funny, just basically so they could have the Blue Bayou moment. That's the only reason they picked that. It was super cheesy, but it was so fucking funny. What's your next category?
The Message.
Oh yeah,
which you said Bullets Don't Lie, which I like yours better.
Okay.
And then the rating, A Shot Through the Heart.
That's all of it? There was no, what was the Tara moment, dummy?
Oh, the Tara moment was just right after she was kidnapped. And I was like, oh my God. Like,
oh, you couldn't handle that?
Now she's kidnapped and what's going to happen?
They're trying to frame him.
Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't know how this is going to happen. So,
yeah, then
but then it was instantly, it was instantly the revenge. Mm-hmm. So I was fully in.
It takes a minute. There's about 25 minutes before he starts murdering people.
Right, again. But you knew it was coming.
Yeah, you know it's coming. What you didn't say what was there a boring part in it?
I just said anytime Mark Anthony was on because he's just not a good actor. And
yeah, he was bad.
There was just no character development with him. So I just it was just kind of flat when it should have been way more.
Should have been someone like he just I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it didn't totally work for me. I think you're right. Is that all the categories other than rating it?
Yeah, because we hit all the other ones.
No, what's the iconic moment? You skipped a bunch of your categories.
Well, the iconic moment was...
If you had to guess. I don't know if they're...
I just said it was the... Where did it go? Oh, her kidnapping.
Yeah, that's probably right. I'd say it's either the kidnapping or...
His suicide scene was kind of iconic too. Where he...
No, but it's like... The part that... The kidnapping scene's probably... I think you're right. That's the moment. That's like the iconic, like...
I mean, there was a lot going on there. Like with the dog. Because like if the dog wasn't...
Yeah.
Like getting in a fight with a dog. It's just everything kind of...
Yeah. She flinched, by the way.
I know.
She heard the gunshot.
I know.
I thought it'd been cool if she's fucking toughed up. Maybe later. I don't know. I'm trying to think if we missed anything that I wanted to talk about from it. I don't know. Again, I'd watch the movie Man on Fire, and it's like a new sitcom on Netflix, and it's just Denzel and Dakota. Even if it was them now, still being buddies, I'd watch it. I know he's dead in the movies, but...
Mm-hmm. Well, he's in a new movie coming out called Equalizer 3.
It's the third one.
And Dakota's going to be in it.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I got to see it.
I think so.
I got to see it. Because that's the type of stuff, all the Equalizer is him just getting revenge. I think those whole movies, that's all he does.
Yeah, it says Denzel and Dakota Fanning reunite Equalizer 3.
Tara, I think we should watch it and talk about it.
Okay. I'm down.
I think we should see it. I think it's in theaters. I think we should both see it and talk about it. We don't talk about new movies ever.
Okay.
I think it'd be fun to do Equalizer.
Let's do it.
All right. Rate it.
I said a shot through the heart.
Oh, a shot through the heart.
Yeah. Literally and figuratively. Because he literally got shot in the heart. And it shot me in the
That's pretty
heart.
good.
And I cried.
That's pretty good. I'm going to rate it 10 I love creasy bears.
Oh, I love creasy bears.
I love creasy bear.
Creasy bear.
I you know what? I rate it a full 10 million. I'd give you the full 10 million for it. I wouldn't try to cut you. I wouldn't try to split it up at all.
Full 10 mil.
I'd give you the full 10 million. That's I'm glad you liked it.
I did. I
think it's a really fun movie.
It was very fun.
Man on Fire. We got about 15 minutes left, I think.
Okay, yep.
That you can stick around for. Do you have anything for me?
When I'm done, are you going to continue?
Maybe I will. Maybe I'll do a little something. I'll do a little something. I don't know.
Okay. So today is Cracker Over the Keyboard Day, which I don't really understand the name of it, but it really is just, it was created in 2010 to honor the snack of crackers. So I wanted to know, F, Marry, Kill.
Our first ever F, Marry, Kill was a cracker.
Was it?
F, Marry, Kill. Yeah, it was Cheez-Its.
Oh.
Britt sent it to us. It was Cheez-Its and something else. That was our first F, Marry, Kill, though.
Shit, I forgot about that. Mm-hmm. So maybe I can't do this one.
Chicken and a biscuit. Wheat Thins.
Okay. What else can we talk about with crackers? Crackers.
I mean, you can ask me what my favorite cracker is.
Okay, here's one. I'm like I always give up treats for Lent. And one of the things I would always allow myself is graham crackers, animal crackers, Teddy Grahams. Because to me, that is a cracker. But most people in my family who are haters would say those aren't crackers, those are cookies.
But the problem is, it doesn't matter. The point is of you giving them up is to give up basically sugary things because you're eating things that are not good for you. They're still cookies, basically.
It is not a treat. It is a cracker. It's called cracker. If it was called a cookie,
Teddy Grahams
I
isn't a
wouldn't eat
cracker.
it. Yes, it is. It's a graham cracker. Teddy Graham crackers.
I don't know, man.
They're crackers.
I just think it's you cheating.
It's not cheating.
You're a cheater.
I wasn't cheating.
Think about if all those years you did that, if you didn't slip those sugary graham crackers and animal crackers in there,
I'd still be the same. I'd still be the same gal. Nothing would be different.
All right. Well.
Because guess what? Once Easter hits, I'm eating my whole Easter basket in one sitting. So,
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
So I don't really think that was a problem.
You didn't really give me a cracker thing. Let's move on to the next thing. It's cool.
Okay. It's National Red Wine Day, and I know you hate it. So,
wait, give me your cracker thing, though.
Oh.
Just give me what it was.
F, Marry, Kill. Chicken and a biscuit, peanut butter sandwich, crackers, and saltines.
Weird mix.
Well, then you pick one for me.
I probably, wait, what's the second one?
Peanut butter sandwich crackers.
So is that like the ones that are
Ritz ones?
The big ones or like the little ones where you eat them out of a box? Because they're different.
They are different. How about the cheddar ones? The cheddar peanut butter.
Don't change the flavor. Just tell me which size. The ones that are in a box, the Ritz Bits. Ritz Bits. Thank you. Ritz Bits, I'd marry until the end of... Well, God, this is hard, Tara. Real hard. What was the third one? Saltines. Because I love a saltine. Just dipping it in a jar of peanut butter. This is hard.
They're versatile, too, because you could throw them in your
You know
soup.
what? Here's the crazy thing. I probably kill chicken and a biscuit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would kill chicken and a biscuit. I'd fuck Ritz Bits peanut butter crackers because they're just like when I open them up, I pretty much eat the whole box right away. And then a saltine you can eat. I like it with cheese, but I will eat a whole sleeve of that in a fresh jar of peanut butter, that it's my fucking. I mean, I'd fuck it as well. I'd also fuck that. I'd fuck my marry. I would marry that and then fuck it. Continue to fuck it on the regular.
Jesus Christ. You really, that was a lot.
Ooh, what's next?
Oh boy. It is National Red Wine Day, which is my favorite, but I know you don't like red wine. So I want you to pick 3 drinks that you would not drink red wine over. So do you get what I'm trying to?
So I would choose, if I had 4 things in front of me,
yeah,
I pick red wine.
Yes. Perfect.
So red wine, I would, but I won't be like weird. Like I would not, I would rather drink red wine than coffee.
All right.
For sure. I don't like coffee at all. I would rather drink red wine than tea. I don't like tea at all. There's no alcohol in either of those.
You're
not
a breakfast drinker.
I'm not a breakfast drinker. But I do like milk though, so that's not totally true. I don't like a hot drink. How about that? I don't really like a warm drink that's like basically been steeped.
Sure.
With coffee or fucking tea.
What about like a hot alcohol drink?
No, I don't like them that much.
I don't really either.
Red wine, I wouldn't drink. I would drink red wine over like a kombucha. No, thank you.
Oh.
I don't like shit like that. I drink, yeah, for sure. I think I'd rather drink it over like a sour beer as well.
What about the ones? Oh, I don't think you've had the ones that I like. You'd like it.
Not a big. Nah.
It's
I don't think I would.
A sour beer.
I do not believe that I would.
I think you would like it over. You would like it over red wine. You like it?
No, I don't hate red wine. I just don't choose red wine.
Red wine.
Red wine. What else you got?
Red wine. How many songs do you know with wine in it?
Red wine.
Red wine.
That's just that.
What about strawberry wine?
I don't know what that is.
17. Do you know any other red?
No. I don't know any wine songs. Wine. Whiner, chicken diner. Come on, give me your next thing. I already said it. I moved on from wine.
National Cherry Turnover Day is today, which was something that our family partook in quite often.
That was like our treat of treats.
It was our treat. So I wanted to know what your favorite childhood, like obscure childhood desserts were that we had. Because sometimes we had
that's probably that though. Like you kind of already did it. It was the.
There's other things that
we had too. Cherry turnover. The Pillsbury cherry turnovers. Were awesome. They were hot and you'd burn your mouth on it every goddamn time.
Every time.
And it was the same frosting that you used on like
a toaster
strudel or a Pillsbury.
Yep.
Cinnamon roll.
Mm-hmm.
I loved those cherry turnovers.
They were sleepers.
Other than that, I don't know.
True.
I liked when Mom made Rice Krispie treats with chocolate on, like not like a Scotcheroo, but just a Rice Krispie treat where she spread the chocolate on top.
Well, it also had peanut butter in it.
No, she did it where it was just the chocolate on top.
No, she did not.
Promise.
I promise you.
Tara, go take a shit somewhere else because I don't want to hear about it.
I 100%
elsewhere.
You go take a shit elsewhere. Just go. Actually, why don't you just go fart in some toilet somewhere? Did you poop? No, just farted a bunch.
You guys ever do that? You think you got a shit and you just go and fart? It's
That's
like the most
thing.
Everything's nothing's ever more disappointing than having to take a shit, thinking you got it. Nothing's ever more disappointing than thinking you have to poop. Right?
Yeah.
You're going in, you sit in the toilet, and just a couple of hearty farts come out. Nothing's worse. It's such a disappointment. Am I wrong?
I don't do that, Drew. So
You've never had a tummy hurt, like, oh my tummy, and then you go in the bathroom and you just fart a couple times, and you haven't pooped in a couple days, and you don't get a good log or two. He's got a bunch of like hot air coming out. You've never sat on the toilet and only farted ever in your life.
I probably have.
What are we talking about?
But I just feel like that's a common thing for you.
I have every day. Well, I don't want to poop my pants, and I got a good fart to come, and I'm gonna go sit in the toilet.
You're right, because I feel like you would shart more than I would shart. I don't know the last time I sharted. When Bobby was in town, he said never trust a fart at this age.
Hey. My butt. Here's the thing: is I usually can tell if it's going to be a shart or a fart. I usually know what's coming.
Well, that's
I try
good.
to hold it if I think it's going to be a shart.
Because it's
Those
really,
are the ones that
because
those are
sharting
the
is
ones that
really
end up in
shitting
the
your pants.
here are the ones that would probably be sharts. I tend to get lost in the toilet. That's why I fart in the toilet so much, because I
So you
think it
don't
might
shart your
be.
pants.
So I don't shart my pants. I'm like, oh, that could be poop. So I'm gonna sit down, and then it's just a good fart.
Sit down. I'm gonna sit down for this fart. Was it a sit down fart or a stand up fart?
I prefer to sit down when I fart.
Sit down one.
People are like, oh, do you sit or stand when you pee? I'm like, what are you talking about? I always stand when I pee, but when I fart, I usually sit down.
Yeah.
Unless I'm doing like a bit. Unless I'm doing a bit.
Yeah.
Then there's usually some
movement,
choreography involved.
Yeah, definitely.
What else you got? We only got 5 minutes.
Oh shit. It's the other one I was thinking of was hot pudding with ice cream. We had that a lot, and it was awesome.
Yeah. Hot. I thought you were talking about poop again. Oh. Hot pudding with ice cream was good.
Yeah,
like homemade pudding. I don't know if it was homemade.
It wasn't. It was cook and serve.
Cook and serve. But that with that was good.
Yeah. But it would sometimes get a film over it, which sucked. But when it was just like still hot, the best.
Very good.
The last thing I have to say is it's Jack Black's birthday today, born in 1969.
Is he 69?
No, he's born in 1969, so he's 54. Oh,
so he's 54 today.
Yep.
Okay.
So I wanted to know your top 3 favorite Jack Black movies.
Top 3 favorite Jack Black movies. If anybody knows, it's me. Man, I don't know. It's hard. I mean, do you want them in order? I mean, obviously, School of Rock.
Yes.
School of Rock. Saving Silverman.
Yes. That's exactly what I was thinking.
And I'm not sure what my last one is. I like him in a lot of stuff, but I don't know. I love the movies, you know?
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's like, I feel like a lot of his, outside of the School of Rock, a lot of his stuff that he is the star of, I don't love. Like Nacho Libre and Shallow Hal.
Oh, I like Nacho Libre. What was that?
Shallow Hal.
Yeah, Shallow Hal's a little weird.
Yeah, but like...
I saw a thing the other day about that, where the woman that played the body double for Gwyneth Paltrow and that, like the oversized woman, has been struggling with it ever since.
Yeah, not great.
Being like the bit of a joke like that.
Right.
No, I don't pick Shallow Hal. But I like Nacho Libre. My answer is Nacho Libre.
Mine's High Fidelity.
Nacho Libre. Oh yeah, shit.
He was so good.
Yeah,
so funny.
Yeah, High Fidelity.
Or the Cable Guy is really funny.
But he's like such
a small part in that.
I might go with Nacho Libre. I like Nacho Libre.
Nacho.
I'm gonna say Nacho Libre, School of Rock, and Saving Silverman. Though he's funnier, I think, in High Fidelity than Nacho Libre. I don't know.
He's so good in Saving Silverman. Oh, that's such a good movie.
I'm not a big Tropic Thunder guy.
No.
Yeah, but there's been ones I was like excited about, and they're not that good. Like even Tenacious D movie.
No,
I don't love.
Good.
I'm trying to see if I'm forgetting anything. Yeah, High Fidelity's good. It's fun. It's so weird that he's in King Kong and like he's that character in King Kong.
And he's in like The Holiday, I think. I've never seen it.
Can I just pick the time that he was on Yo Gabba Gabba?
Yeah, I was Drew. I'm not even kidding you. I was thinking of that when he's doing the disco roll.
Yeah. I picked School of Rock, High Fidelity. Nope. I picked School of Rock, Saving Silverman, and the time he was on Yo Gabba Gabba.
That's so funny because I was 100% thinking of that.
That's my pick. Okay.
Very good.
Is that your last one?
That's all I got for you.
Can I go to emails?
Yeah.
All right. Unless you have a grievance quick.
My grievance is I don't want a dog, but I want a dog. And I accidentally submitted for an inquiry on a dog, which I won't get, but he's so cute.
Why wouldn't you get it?
Because
you're
it's
alone.
Just an inquiry.
Is it like
it's like adoption? Yeah. Single women can't adopt.
I think that's the people that have the most dogs, Tara. I think you're wrong. Emails. If you want to email us, I'm going to say it again. MELLONfights, MELLON fights @gmail.com. Happy last pod of August from Miranda.
Oh, that's
not
wild.
Much of a movie crier. but I cried a lot when I watched Pay It Forward. Oh, I didn't know that. Haley Joel is great Hall of Fame choice. By the
What?
way, I don't know
Joel
if you
or
noticed this
Joe,
from our
Drew?
clip.
Joel or Joe?
I don't know
Joel or Joe?
I don't know if you noticed from our clip today is I have been calling him Haley Joe my whole life. I
Yeah.
left it in the clip.
Yeah.
I didn't know his name was Haley Joel. I thought it was Haley Joe Osment.
Nope.
And I
Haley
thought it was
Joel.
Osmond.
Osment.
Haley Joe Osment. Haley Joe is a great Hall of Fame choice. You came up with a good list.
Thank you.
Hall of Fame ideas. Oh, yeah. Snacks. Ooh. We could definitely do that. Let's not do a Hall of Fame next week because next week's going to be
we got to talk
football preview. Rom-coms, maybe. TV shows, possibly. They're not bad. Snacks is more our steez.
Yeah.
It's a little more specific. Rom-coms and TV shows are pretty, like, I like the idea of picking something real harder to pick.
Yeah.
Weirder to pick. But I like snacks. But maybe we could pick even a more specific snack.
Yeah.
It's warm bath water for that. Would you rather?
What?
Warm bath water. Oh, for the sprinkler. It's warm bath water.
Oh.
Then
well, I don't remember it.
It's like you run through a sprinkler or walk on hot pavement.
Oh, I do warm bath water. Water's water. Hot pavement sucks.
It's used bath water.
Who cares?
That's disgusting, Tara.
It's hilarious.
Pavement. It's 1 second of hot feet. Man of Fire. I liked the movie overall. Denzel and Dakota were so great. Denzel plays a lot of characters with drinking problems. It's true. I'm excited to hear both of your takes. Drew wouldn't tell me after we watched. Yeah, I wanted to talk to her to hear about it. Me talking about how I wanted just to see them more.
Yeah.
Like, that was the movie.
That was.
Next week is Tara's birthday episode. Oh, fuck, that's right. We got to do something for it, Terry.
Look out.
Tara, I think you should give us a personal 369 for next week.
Oh, God.
Oh, I like that. 369 for yourself for the next year.
Okay.
Maybe. Next week's and top 3 ideas are best Tara on the pod moments. I'll do that. Best items in birthday party favor bag as a kid. I don't know that we had a lot of those as kids. We weren't rich like you. We have rich friends like you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I like the Tara pod. I'll pick 3 Tara pod moments.
All right.
I think we kind of already did that in like a best of episode, but I'll do it again. And you do the 369 thing, okay?
Okay.
I'm gonna do this really fast so you can get going. Jeannie Mellon, long email. Episode last week pod. Below is some insight feedback. Hall of Fame for child actors. You did a great job. I agree with many, but one of that needs to be cleared up. Beaver and Opie is no contest. Opie all the every day, greater depth in his acting roles. Also, he was in the movie as a child. Example: Music Man and American Graffiti. Okay. Well, we didn't put in Ron Howard. We put in Opie and Beaver.
But I mean, Ron Howard probably is a better choice.
Yeah, maybe. But I mean, as far as like child actors go, everyone knows the Beaver. He's the Beav.
You don't even
Dakota Fanning. My list: Dakota Fanning, Shirley Temple, Haley Joel. Interesting fact: they wanted to cast Shirley Temple as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz, but she ended up not taking it, or something. Someone else did not think it would work. Either way, that would have changed the whole movie. I do not think for the better.
Nope.
Was not to be a cutesy movie.
Agreed.
Don't forget Clint Howard in Gentle Ben. He's too weird looking. Glad you added Mara Wilson and the Little Rascals. Worth noting, Natalie Wood in the original America on 34th Street. River Phoenix. I just feel like he was too old. He is a good actor. He is a good
He was on my list, but then once we kind of changed it,
wasn't sure if just songs, but Happy Birthday Melon Style is great. We added the slowdown section in the fast-paced verse, which gives it more dynamics, makes everyone smile. St. Nick's Easter basket search, and many more.
Oh, so Mom and Dad added the slowdown?
Must have.
I love it.
Or someone in the family did.
St.
Nick's and Easter basket search are good. But those are kind of not. Those are like things that everyone does.
Yeah.
Not everyone, but most people. All right, Tara. Have fun at work.
Thanks.
Meeting. Stay dry while you're there.
I'll stay drippity dry.
And have a Tuesday.
Have a Tuesday.
Melon fights. I did it normal.
I know, but I did a bad job.
Hey, well, you're trash.